Hello, this is Nikita from Plumsail team, and today we have an interview with Howdang Rashid, a Power Platform developer from Thrive Tribe. Thrive Tribe is a healthy lifestyle provider from London, UK, and they've been using our public web forms to help their clients with their health goals. More on that later. Howdang, nice to meet you. How do you do?
Good, thank you. How are you? And just so I'm saying your name
Yes,
right, it's
doing well.
Nikita. Nikita, amazing.
Yes,
It's a
that's right.
pleasure.
Nikita, pleasure to meet you as well. We've been in touch for quite a while. Now, Howdang, can you tell us bit more about yourself. What do you do? What's your role in the company? And what
Absolutely.
does your company do?
Absolutely. So, in terms of what my company does, so I currently work for a company called Thrive Tribe as a Power Platform developer. So, for anyone who doesn't understand what the Power Platform is, it kind of accompanies a suite of Microsoft technologies such as Power Apps, Power Automate. A big one that people are frequently familiar with is Power BI. So, kind of encompassing all
Hmm.
of that technology and trying to make processes more efficient within the organization. In terms of what the company I work for does, they're like a healthy lifestyle fitness provider. So they help people in the UK lose weight, stop smoking, anything like that for them to live a healthier life. And we use a lot of Dynamics 365, Dataverse, a lot of Power Automate to automate a lot of the processes. Predominantly, we capture referrals. So GPs that refer the people into our programs using Plumsail Forms, which is why me and you have been in such frequent contact. And yeah, that gives a good introduction, I hope.
Now, yeah, absolutely. That sounds wonderful. Good use for our product for sure. Now, Harang, uh, tell us more about what challenges you faced. What brought you to use Plum Cell Forms? Maybe you know about that. How
Mhm.
it was handled before Plum Cell Forms? Was it paperwork? How was it before?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if I'm being completely honest, when I came into the company, they were predominantly using Plumsell forms. They were really kind of in love with the technology. But from what I've heard before I came in, I believe they were using Microsoft Forms more predominantly,
Mhm.
which gave them a bit less freedom in kind of what they did. The forms were a little bit more static, and kind of moving to Plumsell Forms allowed them to kind of have easy integration to a lot of APIs and a lot of the technologies that we work with on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, we're very happy with Plumsail Forms, very happy with the service it provides us, and of course the support that we get continuously from you and your team. So yeah, absolutely, it's
It's
been definitely the right move.
right. It's a great pleasure to hear all that. I mean, we've been in touch for quite a while, working on different projects and different forms. Now, Harang, can you tell us more about specific cases? Like you've mentioned, capturing referrals. Maybe you can tell us about how it works, like something in more detail, something they can explain, right? For anyone who's watching this, who've never seen, right? What's the setup?
Yes, absolutely. So in terms of kind of a process that comes to mind, the general process, the end to end, is we create the plum cell form and then we expose that form on the front end via a website where people can go in and self-refer themselves, put in their name, their date of birth, any disabilities, health conditions, mental health conditions, anything that would be useful for us to use within our database. Then we use a Power Automate flow, which is part of our technology stack to take that data and populate it into our database. And then from that data, the users can use the customer relationship management system of Dynamics to kind of manage that data and yeah, expose it in any way that they want to. So that's kind of the general process that we use for most of the Plum cell forms.
All right, yeah, that sounds well. From beginning to end, we get all the details. So, starting with the forms, we are capturing the data when it goes to Power Automate flows and then to the CRM of Dynamics. Sounds really
Mm.
good. Now, maybe we can get some more specific details of specific forms of how it functions,
Mhm.
right? Some challenges that you faced in this regard.
Absolutely. It's an amazing question. And yeah, this week predominantly, I was really struggling with an issue that you did help me with. But we had a quite a challenging requirement that we hadn't done before within the organization where we were required to capture multiple child details within a single form. So, for example, we need like child one details, child two details, three and four. But we also needed a way for example, the user didn't have three children, they only had two. If they were only wanted to add two children, then they'd be instantly navigated towards the back end of the form where then they can go and submit their data. So yeah, quite a few challenges there. Predominantly, of course, in terms of performance. So I was quite concerned of all of the screens within the form and how that would impact performance of Plumsail Forms. But now, having it in production, it seems to be working perfectly, which is amazing. Also, kind of one of the main challenges was using the wizard. So kind of
Mm-hmm.
going from one screen and jumping to another screen. Yeah, I mean, yeah, generally the steps are the user will come into the form,
Mm-hmm.
they'll do some eligibility checks using some custom functions. So we'll run a function that Plumsail actually developed for us, which will essentially check the postcode within the form and compare it into our database within Dynamics to make sure the postcode is aligning properly. So that's an amazing way to kind of check that eligibility first on. Then we add the child details. So, for example, if I have one child, I can go in, add those details. And if I don't want to add a second child, I can then go to the back end of the form and then populate my details and then submit the data from there. So that's kind of a brief of a specific case that we're using Plumsail Forms.
All right. Thank you very much for such a detailed case. I mean, we'll try to share all the details with potential customers so everyone can see what is possible. Now, tell us a bit more about your experience with Plumsail, working with us as a team overall, with our support.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about all this? Oh.
Yeah, I mean, extremely happy, extremely happy with Plumsail Forms, I have to say. I think what really stands out that Plumsail Forms do is the support that they give myself and our company. They have communities, they have support tickets, and they have services. And usually, when I put a ticket onto any of the services, I get the reply within the day, which is absolutely amazing, especially since within our organization we have quite a lot of tight deadlines. Also, I understand Plumsail Forms has so much functionality, not just the forms. Or I should say Plumsail. They extend into multiple departments. So I know there's a lot of SharePoint functionality that we're looking at, and kind of a lot of work that we're trying to do around there. So I definitely think Plumsail Forms would be able to support there as well. But yeah, I think just to summarize, I would definitely say the support is amazing to us. The fact that the company is always trying to stay innovative, adding new functionality and features, and of course their adaptability to our environments and the stack that we work with, I'd say is definitely the top three for
All
me.
right, Alan. That's such a pleasure talking to you. Uh, Thank you. Thank you for sharing your case. Have a fantastic day. And if you have any questions, just contact us. And same goes to you. Contact us if you have any questions about any of our products, and check out our website to see how easy it is to get started with Plumsail Forms.